I'll be quick. I'll be quick. It's blurred, so I can't really see you guys, but hopefully you can hear me. If you can't, give me a or give me some indication. Um, well, th first, thanks, Monjeep and Vince for putting this together. This is one of the first Agentics meetups we held one a couple weeks ago in Toronto. For those in Canada, and we've got a number of these lined up in cities around the globe at this point. I think in something like 60 countries. So I think that hopefully should indicate the amount of interest in Agentics. So first and foremost, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I wish I could be there. To be honest, I get too much stuff going on to be able to travel at this point. There's the world of agentic engineering is probably the hottest area of AI at this point. The question you probably want to know first and foremost, I don't want to spend too much time because I want you guys to get to the demos and see all the great things that our friends from Requesty and Google and others are doing. But the first and probably most important question is why a foundation? Like, why do we need a foundation to do this? And a couple of years ago, when Vince and a few of us got together and said, you know what, we should do something with agents and let's call it agentic engineering. The first thing that we heard, I think, was that's crazy. It sounds like you're doing some kind of medical, in thing or whatever. And over the last couple of years, we've really seen this sort of broad adoption to the point where I think yesterday Microsoft came out with Windows Agentics, where they're going to build, agents and various sort of automated processes directly into the Windows operating system. Now, I'm not sure if I would go quite so far, but it does show how much excitement there is in the space. So a couple of takeaways that I think that I want you to sort of understand when looking at what you'll see in the demos today is there's two sort of sides of the spectrum when you look at agentics and vibe coding. And they're sort of two sides of the same coin. When you look at things like vibe coding, that is this idea that I can discover, I can ideate, I can learn, I can follow a sort of unseen path to discover things I never knew was possible before. So it's surfing, for lack of a better term, with code. The other is agentic engineering. Agentic engineering is this concept that essentially says I have a plan, I have an architecture, I have a method to my madness. I'm not just randomly creating. I'm creating with purpose to be able to build more efficiently, more effectively, and hopefully more securely. And when you're looking at the various demos today, understand that those two things go hand in hand, and they're not necessarily separate from what you're going to be doing as a kind of an agentic engineer. The last part I think is really important is at least I believe that the agents and agentic engineering to be a sort of formative new profession, if you will. This idea that we can build in ways that were never possible. We can scale in ways that were never possible. We can create in ways that were never possible before. So you're creating a kind of ability to amplify your inherent capabilities you already have. So if you're a programmer, you can be 10 or 100x more proficient than you were yesterday. If you're a DevOps person or if you're an entrepreneur, you've got the ability to prototype or create or deploy things that you might have taken you longer, been more costly. So there's a ton of opportunity here. And I think if there's anything that you're going to take away today, for me, there's just a tremendous, capability to empower you to do things that were really, again, never possible before. So again, if you're interested, the Agentics Foundation is completely nonprofit. We've got I think a few thousand members at this point. We've got a subreddit which has around 75,000. We got our LinkedIn group with around 50,000. We've got our WhatsApp and Discords. Everybody's a volunteer. So if you're interested and you're excited by this type of technology, we'd love to have you included and involved in our community. It's a meritocracy, which basically means if you want to help, just put your hand up and you're in. Literally, that's the only really prerequisite to being part of our community is the desire and the interest in being part of this thing called Agentics. We're also doing various global ambassadors for various cities. I know we're in London today, but if you're in other parts of the UK and you want to start an Agentics group, feel free to reach out to Vince and others, and we can help hopefully make that happen. And the last part. we are a nonprofit. That means everything we have is basically user contributed, from member contributed. So if you know of a company that's willing or interested in helping sponsor what we're doing, feel free to provide an introduction. We're always looking for a little bit of extra financial support. Right now, we're basically just bootstrapping everything you see. Again, thanks. I don't want to take any more of your time. Appreciate everyone showing up today, and hopefully this is one of many more of these we'll do in London. Maybe I'll make the next one.
Thanks, Reuven. Appreciate. Bye.
Okay, thanks.